I will embroider this simple design today using lazy daisy stitch, which is very easy to do. You pick up from here, put the needle round, just pull up the needle and put the needle down. That is all. It's a very simple stitch, lazy daisy stitch, very simple. Again, you pick it up from here. Don't leave too much of gap between two stitches. Just pick up the needle from here. Just go below, go to the next line. Put the thread round the needle. Pull up the needle. Don't pull it too much and put the needle down. That is all. A simple stitch known as the lazy daisy stitch. Again, do not leave too much of gap between two stitches. Just pull up the needle. Go to the next line. Put the thread round the needle. Pull the needle and put the needle down. That's all. A very simple stitch. For the second line, I have used another shade of thread. The same thing, lazy daisy stitch from here to the next line. Put the thread around the needle and pick up the needle. For 3 different lines, I have used 3 different colors. You may use the same color also. The same thing, lazy daisy stitch. Now I am going to do the lazy daisy on top of each of these petals and in between 2 petals also. The same thing. Again, do not leave too much gap. Now I will do in between 2 petals. The same stitch, the thread round the needle, pull up the needle and put the thread, put the needle down. That's all. For the third line, I have taken another shade of thread, the same thing, lazy daisy stitch. Take the thread round the needle, just pull up the thread, put the needle down. That's all. And same thing for the other 2 lines also. Do one lazy daisy stitch on top of the petal and do another one in between the petal. There shouldn't be gaps. If there are gaps, then it will not look good. The same thing. The thread round the needle, pull up the needle and put the needle down. Very simple. After completing all the 3 lines, I have taken a shade of brown and pick it up from the middle of the first petal and go up to the center of the petal on the upper row. Same the lazy daisy stitch and put the needle down. The same thing, the same lazy daisy stitch we are going to do. You will pick it up from the center of the petal and go up to the center of the petal which is just above it, and put the thread around the needle, pull up the needle and put the needle down. This way you are going to complete this line. After completing the first line with brown, the same thing I will do with the second line. I will pick it up from the center of this and go to the center of that next petal which is on top and do the same stitch, the lazy daisy stitch, the same stitch, and I am going to do this for all the petals. I am not going to miss out on any petal. For the leaves, I am going to use buttonhole stitch. See from the center, this line at the center, just pick up the needle, go to this, the other end, put the thread round the needle and pull up the needle. That's all. This is known as the buttonhole stitch. A very simple stitch. Do not leave gaps in between. Take from the center of this line, go to this end, put the thread round the needle and pull up the needle. That's all. From the center to this end, put the thread round the needle and pull up the needle. For this side, the other side of the leaf, I am going to use another shade of green. I have taken this shade of green for doing the other half of the leaf. The same stitch, the buttonhole stitch, put the needle round, just pull up the needle gently. Again, there shouldn't be too much of gap between two stitches. That's all. A simple stitch, buttonhole stitch. After completing both the sides, I have taken a brown color thread and this center line over here, I will just do stem stitch. The center line over here, stem stitch. All of you are familiar with stem stitch. It's a simple stitch. Take small stitches through the center. I am going to do this, and that's how I am going to complete the leaf. After completing the embroidery, the design will look like this. It's very simple. If you have liked my video, kindly like, share and subscribe.